Chapter 17 The Jumbies. Drew held her sari up over her knees as she ran hard towards the well. She spotted Kareen and stopped herself by grabbing onto Kareen's shoulders. The girls held on tight to each other until they found enough breath to speak. "I'm sorry I didn't believe you about the Jumbies," Kareen said. She pointed to the forest. "There are doin's in there." Drew held Kareen's hand. "I got away from Mammy as early as I could. What about Miss Severine? Did she come back?" Kareen's legs felt like they might fail her again. She shook her head no. "If she went into the forest last night like we thought, and there are doin's in there, then we're sure she can only be one of them too." "I know," Kareen said, "but she's not like the little men, the doin's." "No, my mother said she must be a la diablesse, a devil woman," Drew said. "Have you ever seen Miss Severine's feet? She always wears that long dress." Kareen frowned. "What do you mean?" "La Diablesse are always beautiful women, but they have one cow hoof instead of a foot," Drew explained. "They lure men into the forest and kill them." Even with the long dress, Kareen was sure she would have noticed if Severine walked with one cow hoof. No, not a La Diablesse. Kareen knew her father was safe on the sea that morning. If she was, she would have killed my father the first night. What else could she be? "Whatever she is, you have to stay away from her," Drew pleaded. "Our kind and their kind don't belong together." "But she keeps coming to us," Kareen said. "Tell your father to lock the doors." Kareen knew that her father did not believe in Jumbies, and he would not believe Severine was one. There was only one person Kareen thought could help them, even though she got a cold feeling at the thought of her. What about the White Witch? She knows magic. For a moment both girls hesitated. Kareen picked up the basket that she had left on the road and looked towards the market. "The faster we get this over with, the faster everything will be the way it was," Kareen said, as a way to coax them both. The girls held hands and headed off. The witch made a long sigh when Kareen arrived in front of her blanket. "Are you in trouble again?" she asked without looking up. She handed a paper-wrapped package to her customer and dropped the coins he paid into her pouch with three loud clinks. Kareen stepped closer. "Tell me about Miss Severine, the woman in green." The man, who was just leaving, stopped dead in his tracks and looked from the witch to Kareen and back again. The White Witch rubbed her withered left arm and cut him an evil look. "Why don't you mind your own business?" she snapped, and he scurried away. She turned back to Kareen. "Is that what she's calling herself? Well, I'm not getting involved with her, and I advise that you do the same." "I can't do that now. It's too late," Kareen said. "You have to do something to help me." "Do I?" the witch grumbled. She touched her arm again. "We think she's a jumbie that lives in the forest. We think she might be dangerous," Kareen said. "We?" The witch looked behind Kareen and saw Drew, hovering at a distance, twirling a long braid around her finger. "Well, I think swimming in rivers when no one knows where you are and running off into the forest alone is dangerous. I think you like to look for dangerous things." Kareen was startled. How had the White Witch known about her running into the forest alone? "I didn't go looking for Severine," Kareen said. Her voice dropped low. "But I think she might have come looking for me." "What would she want with a scrawny little thing like you?" "I don't know. I only need to know how to get rid of her." The witch laughed. "Impossible. The Jumbies have lived on this island long before people were even dreamt of. She won't go away so easily." "So she is a Jumbie, then?" Drew said as she took a single step forward. "Hush!" the witch hissed. "Our kind and their kind don't belong together," Kareen said with a nod to Drew. "Our kind? What do you know about our kind and their kind, little one? You can't even tell the difference. You're new to this world. Trust in those who have been around much, much longer than you." The woman moved around a few things on her blanket. "You must accept the things are the way they are for a reason. Here's my advice. The next time you see this Severine coming, go the other way." "But she comes to my house," Kareen said. The witch's eyebrows twitched as she searched Kareen's face. "Then you're right. It is too late." The witch's shoulders drooped. Her left arm dangled useless at her side. "There's no hope for you. She's a bad one." "But you have to do something," Drew shrieked. She now stood by Kareen's side. The witch avoided the girl's stares as she shook her head. Her sparse white braids tossed. "I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do." "Then I'll have to take care of her myself." Kareen turned. "Kareen, wait!" Drew grabbed her arm. "What are you going to do by yourself? That will only be trouble." Crane pulled her arm away. "This time, I didn't trouble. Trouble came troubling me, and I intend to do something about it." She turned towards the road. "You must pay me for my time," the witch yelled. Drew took an orange from Crane's basket and threw it at the old woman. The witch made a deft catch with her good hand. Her long yellow nails clicked together around the fruit. Corinne and Drew both shuddered at the sound. Then Corinne ran to the sea. By the time Corinne got to the shore, her cut had ripped open again and her leg was shining with blood, but she barely noticed. She needed to find her father. She skidded to a halt. Corinne's chest felt tight and her breath came in hard, painful bursts. His yellow boat lay in the sand, empty. The nets were dry and neatly gathered in the front of the boat, the way they were the morning before he cast off. His boat had never left the shore.